lightning web component, create account record. My component name is create account record. It's okay. And I'm making this as exposable. Save. Let's go to HTML file. So we have different things. For now, let's say we have a concept called lightning card. We also have lightning card title. I think you know, so I'm not focused on explaining these terms. Create new account record. Create new account record. And then for any card, so for sure, like let me say, I need first off should be account creation, the next off should be output. So let me split my account layout, the total 12 dev columns to a 6 by 6. So for that, what we can do, we know there is a concept called lightning, lightning layout. You remember or not? Layout. We use it so much when we are discussing about this one, right? Lightning layout, and then inside that you will be having lightning layout item, and you also have a parameter called, now let me define it as a 6 by 6. So this is my 6 and this is my other 6. This is for output. Let me for output of my account information. This is for input for account creation. This is for account creation. This is for account update. So in this one, let me do one thing. We need lightning inputs. Lightning colon input. What we can use. Okay. In account name, what is required for us? Account name, and then account name. Are you sure that we need only these fields are required to create an account? Is anything else is required? New. Why this is? Oh, I know why this is saying. Remember, I was showing override, how to override buttons and links. This one, edit. No override. Say, go back, refresh, check it out. New. What is required here? By just keeping 1 to 4, and I say, okay, type is required. Duplicate detected, use one of the existing record. Oh no, yeah. Setup, that's our problem. Let me clear up some of the stuff here. Duplicate rules. Where is an account? Contact, right? This is not an account. Account. From where this duplicate error came for me? 1, 2, 3. Say type is required. Prospect. Say account process failed. Use system administration Apex DML exception version 2. Using error in the and Apex error occurred. Okay, where is Apex error? Do we have a process builder implemented for this, an account object? Process builder. I can check it out from here. So an account object record changes. This is the active version. Let's say no criteria, update primary. Let me deactivate it. Back to view all process. Record change. I'm just deactivating this. Like these are unplanned, so might be gonna create conflicts. Contact support supply, deactivate. View all process. Opportunity record change, deactivate. In account triggers, we have triggers, right? Boot my MC boot face trigger. Edit, deactivate. Boot my boot face trigger. What is this boot my boot face trigger? Okay. New custom metadata. Trigger handler dot run. Edit, deactivate. Okay, this is a different one. Cool. Let me save one. Okay, let me go to fields. Where is types? Type. Oh no, page layouts. Account layout. Account name. Okay. Business layout. Reminder code. Save. Okay, I cleared up entire setups. Now we are good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save. Good guys. So we need only account name to save. Clear. So I'm keeping that account name, and then what I'll be displaying here. Let's say account name I did it. So to store account name I need something, isn't it? And you know, LWC is not a two-way data bindler. So what we can do, on change. Let me write a function called on change. Name change handler. I'm creating a method called name change handler. I'm going back and I'm going to create name change handler. Event. So I need to store somewhere, isn't it? For sure I need to store name. See account name and just define. So then I'll say to access that variable this dot event dot target, right? Target means wherever I'm changing dot value. Whatever I change that will come back to this place. Clear? Whatever I change that will come back to this place. And then I'll create one more method here saying that lightning button on click create account ACT label equal to create. Okay, this is my action. To create an account, what we needed. First thing, to create an account, you need a wire function for sure. You need wire. You have to import. And we also have interface in Lightning. We have an interface in Lightning import. So let me go to interfaces, Lightning component library. And it's not for you, even for me, like I wanted to go and see. This is design system, component library. Okay, anyway, I can go from here. Component references are here. I have like developer document. Here you have Aura interfaces. Security says full stack Aura console. I can search directly, right? UI record, UI record. Here I'll get it. UI record. View my namespace. Interfaces. This is Aura. From where I can get my interfaces, buddy? Locker console interface. UI record API. There is an interface called UI record API. So it's there in the documentation only, but why it is not showing up? Developer document. What's the navigation? References. Oh, I need to go inside references. In this, you can see there is a lightning, and we also have one more thing called create record. One method we have, and we also have get record, right? So to know more details, you have to go inside. If you want to know more, you have to go inside it. Once you go, you can see it's a promise record, so you can do. So I'll show you how we can do that. There is a two methods we have here, create record and get record. Create record and get record. Get record need a wait service here. So let me go back, create record, import. I need to import two methods. So how can I import? Flower braces. I need to copy those names here. Create record. Yeah, create record. And we have other name method called get record. From where you wanted to import? From where you are importing this? Lightning slash, and what is the interface name we are using? UI record API. What's the interface name you are using? Lightning slash UI record API. In the create account, what you can do, you can simply mention a few details. So that will gonna solve. You need to define your fields equal to in the JSON file. What's the field name that you will be using here? Name, colon. What is your name field here? Account name. If you have multiple fields, you have to mention all those fields, okay? It's not just it. Whatever the account fields you wanted to save, you have to keep those values clear. And you can see object reference. You also need to create object reference. How can you create object reference? API name, colon, account. And then you can say whatever the fields you are passing. That is from here, okay? And you can't use this variable directly. You have to use a parameter called this dot. Then only you are allowed to use it. This dot fields. And then what is next? You have a method called create record, right? You have a method called create record. So call that create record, which have two responses. One is object record reference. Here you need to pass your object record reference dot, then what happens to next, because this is saying that in the documentation mentioned, right, it's a promise call, isn't it? For promise you will be having always a then function, isn't it? You need to handle then means a response, and then if anything error goes, you need to catch that error also. Then dot catch, right? Let's talk about only then now. Don't get confused. So I'm saying dot then. In then what will be having your parameters? You remembered or not here? So in Lightning component we implemented one response class, promise call. It's same thing. So now this I'm creating a JSON object. I'm getting my response. In response, I'm just assigning to a variable saying that this dot no, I forgot to mention account record ID. I'm created one more variable called account ID. So once I say this dot account record ID equal to response dot ID, response dot ID. Anyway, I need to check it out whether this response dot ID is a capital or a small. For now, this is fine. Just to make clarity, I'm just doing a tabs indentation. So, and then we have a catch, isn't it? Now, what catch will do? Catch need to handle error, right? Error, open bracket, close bracket, catch. So inside catch, what will be having? You will be having alert error. Let me alert my error. Alert error JSON dot stringify your error. Save. Any question? If take a look once. If you don't understand, please ask me. Any question? Okay. Now I'll display this account record ID in the output column in the section saying that record ID. I'm not keeping a UI here. I'm not focused on UI now. So deploy it. What we are doing, this create account method is helping format document with TypeScript Java language. Yes. Salesforce CLI. If it is successfully saved, my expectation, my record ID should come back and it should say. Before do that, I need to understand whether it is a capital I or a small I. So, okay, I need to add that component, edit page. Now, where I am having like create account record, let me add here, add it, save. Why we had create and delete. Enter company name, parent component, create account record, this one, caller component, create account record. That's what right. I need only one button. It got like two buttons. Now I'll say test more. refresh. What the hell is this? Is having I have an issue now. Let me inspect it. Console.log. I think there is an issue here. This dot event dot target dot. What is this? Ah, I think here we go. This is wrong. Event dot deploy this to source org. Okay. Oh, we don't want to define by system. As soon as if I understand this input, automatically the properties will come up. It's not, yeah, it's not always that we need to define. If it is really needed, we can define, else we can leave as it is. Input itself, they have a value. Test LWC, it got create. Now I need to add this handler, I think, alert, because if it is inside, then it will not gonna update me. Alert data colon JSON dot stringify response deploy. Whether it is a capital A or small I don't know. I need to check that. I mean, it could be a possibility that it might be a small I. To understand that, I'm just printing my alert. I think data got created, else it might throw an error, right? Now you can see an error occurred while trying to update, please, and enter the required field is missing. If I pass my account ID, then it is not throwing. It means that it is getting success, but it just we are not getting that ID updated because might be this could be an issue. You understood what I'm trying to say here? Test LWC2 create account child. Okay, modification name record type ID and what is the key parameter account fields ID is small I. It's not capital I. It's a small I. It's a small I. So account is getting created no matter what. So it means we are successful. But if it get displayed here, that is more than enough. Can I define get query name? I define another property called query name, okay? And here I'll display like just to show you something. BR. Oh, you can't define BR also in C. Name equal to query name. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm not displaying account name from here. I'll display account name after querying, okay? after querying. So we have a property called get record, right? We have to use even get record, isn't it? It's not something like we can't leave as it is. So what I will define here, I'll define at the rate while open bracket, close bracket, and then you can say, okay, let's do one thing for now. What is your while? Get record. In get record, you need to pass a properties. What is the properties you need to pass? Record ID. See, these information you'll be having in get record for sure. If I can go here, get record. Here you will be asking what are the fields that is expecting pass, record ID, field names that you wanted to get, or any optional fields if you want to pass as a string or a collection. Clear? Or you can also pass layout itself. So that details you will get from here, field names, industry and everything. Okay. Okay. So in this case, what are the fields that I need to pass? I'll define from where, like, let's say const account fields. I'll define myself in a way that account dot name. I need only account dot name, nothing else. That's what I'm expecting here. So target record ID, colon. If you want to make your variable reactive, you need to use a symbol called dollar. You need to use a symbol called dollar and then account record ID. When I say dollar, as soon as this property changes, this while method is always executes. You don't want to handle manually. Clear? Fields, array of fields. Here I am using account fields and I can say query account data. This is my query account data. In this query account data, I wanted to get my account name. Let's say if I wanted to get my account name, let's say if I wanted to get the data from here, query account data, what I will be doing. So here I pass my record ID that is passing from response ID. As soon as this get update, this while method will execute. After executing this, it will get account data. From the account data, what I'll get? I'll get query account name. So how can I get the data? If I need to check this dot account query account data dot data. If it is not undefined, then I'll say return this dot query account data dot data dot fields dot name dot value. How you are reading, it's not a side way that you can say dot name. You need to go to data. From data, you need to go to fields. From fields, you need to go to name. From the name, you need to read a property called name field. Clear? So, and then I'll display my query name. Here, anyway, I'm displaying, so deploy it. So what happens from where you are getting this query? You are not getting query because whatever name you entered, you are getting this query name from the query using a where property, right? Yeah. So which where property we are using? Get record. It's getting deployed. Let it get deployed. Cool. It's got deployed. Refresh it. Close it. So now I'll say Sunil test LWC create. You got. This is updating from where? This is not getting whatever you entered here. This is getting from the database using get record name, right? See, you can see there is no connection between account name and the query get query name, right? It's totally different. So one where we are creating using wire function, you are able to create a record. The same wire function you are using to get a to create a record also. Clear? Any question? Yeah. Yes. From record ID, you are getting your query account data. This is where it will store. As soon as now, what I'm saying, instead of defining as a variable, I defined it as a property. Property means whenever there is a change within the value, so automatically it reflects here. If it is a variable, right? If it is a variable, then you have to update manually, right? As soon as value, pass by the value. But if it is like get property, then if anything changes within that property, what happens? It always reflects the new change. Clear?